Now we are talking with Karin Knorr, Professor of University of Chicago. We're really happy to see you here at our conference, and I know that you are widely known as an expert of financial markets, information, knowledge, and many other works. But what is your current research interests?
My current research interest is still financial markets. I finish a book on the currency markets, which are the largest markets worldwide. And I'm particularly interested in developing a market concept from a behavioral perspective. But I'm also very interested in the technology in this area, what I call scopic media, the screen technologies. Because these screen technologies are not only present in financial markets, but also in other areas of social life, even in the small form of a handheld phone. And one of the questions is how that changes the face-to-face situation. So that would be a much more micro-sociological question or theoretical question in general, apart from the economic sociology question.
I know that you've studied a lot on financial markets and your studies are really interesting. So can you tell a few words about your book?
Well, the book is starting out, it's called Maverick Markets. The notion maverick points to the fact that these markets are really very postmodern. They are not what we are used to from industrial society. They function differently. So I try to explain in the first chapter how they function differently and how also, and that's important, financial markets are different from production markets, the primary markets in the primary economy, that we cannot really put the two things together. Then I have a chapter on the technology and its development, how it developed over time, including the algorithms. Today it's algorithmic trading in some areas. Then I have a chapter on the sociology of financial markets, thinking that, especially in economics, of course, one still needs a concept of the atomistic actor. Otherwise, you can't have full competition. So for the models, this assumption is reasonable and needed, but for sociologists, it's not reasonable because we see an organized structure in place. So I have a chapter on the sociology, and I have a chapter in which I try to develop a market concept so that we can see these electronic markets, that use screen technologies. We can see that they are held together, or we can ask the question, how are they held together? Is anything other than trading holding these markets together? And I try to provide an answer to that by talking about the sort of attentional focus the market has for everyone concerned, and how this concept of attentional integration needs to be further developed.
And is it your first time in Moscow?
Yes, yes.
What is your first impression?
Well, it's a huge city. There's huge avenues. It's a bit like Paris. Paris has these huge boulevards. We are in the Hilton, so these are fantastic old buildings. I am also impressed by I haven't seen that much of Moscow yet, so I hope to have a tour on Saturday. But I am impressed by what the Higher School of Economics has done so far. How it started only, 10, 15 years ago?
Yeah.
But still, it's a huge development. It's fantastic that people, students, I had a session with students in the morning, talking to students. They all spoke perfect English. I couldn't hear the accent. And I thought that was better than what you get in most West European countries. And the questions, they are well informed, they do interesting studies. So far I'm impressed.
Yeah, thank you very much.